Greetings. Today I'd like to share with you a couple of ideas about your thoughts of mind, the paradigm shift. When is the time to change your mind? And do you have that capability to change your mind? Have you ever changed your mind? I'm sure you have. We have that gift and that ability in us to adjust our thoughts to situations. Because people, before we do or say anything, we think about it. It happens in such a split second, we're not even aware of it, and we do subconsciously. But when we become conscious and learn to control our thoughts, to hit the pause button, and to decide what's the best option, what's the best option, to weigh all options and choose the right option. You see, our attitude towards life determines life's attitude towards us. Everything starts here in our mind. We Our beliefs, what we think, our beliefs would impact the decisions we make or not make. The decisions we make or not make would impact the actions we take or not take, which would impact the results we achieve or not achieve, which would validate what we believe in the first place. Think about a situation, maybe recently, when you did something that you regretted or was just stupid. I know you have to, and you're asking yourself, man, what was I thinking? Or maybe somebody asks you, hey, what were you thinking? And the thing about it is, you were just thinking subconsciously and reacting to the situation instead of being more conscious of your thoughts, taking control of your thoughts, hitting the pause button and making a decision what's the best course of action. What's the best course of action? You know, William James of Harvard University said that the greatest discovery of this generation is that people can alter their lives by altering their thoughts of mind. The human being is the only creation that was created with free will to choose. We have that free will to choose. For example, you take an Eskimo and you're relocating from New Zealand, from Greenland, you're relocating to a nice, warm, tropical island like maybe Jamaica or Trinidad and Tobago. Guess what? Within a day or two or three, he's walking around with tank tops and flip flops. He's gotten rid of all the warm clothes. He no longer need it because the human body has that capability, that unique gift to adapt, to choose. A hungry lion is going to eat his cub. He's hungry, he's going to eat his cub. That's why the lioness protects her cubs from their own daddy. But a human will have to be insane, lost his mind to harm his child. The thoughts of mind. If we can learn, if more people can learn to manage their thoughts of mind, to make efficient decisions before taking action. You see, we are naturally reactive people. Somebody says something to us, we want to say something worse back to them. Somebody hurt us, we want to hurt them back. If we can learn to manage our thoughts, think about how much peace we will have in this world today. You know, we all subconsciously respond in three main ways to situations, circumstances, and other people. We either fight for something or against it, or we flight, we walk away, or we freeze, we just don't do anything. But it's a choice. And there will be situations where we have to stand up and fight. But it's a choice that we make. There's situations where we have to support, fight for something, fight against something. And that's okay. Then there are situations where we walk away, walk away. This is not my battle. This is not my fight. I'm not going to gain anything from engaging in a battle over this. Walk away. And then the third option, freeze. There are some situations you don't need to do anything about. Just don't do anything. Leave it alone. It has no impact on your life. Freeze. Don't say anything. Don't do anything. So remember, faced with situations, you can either fight for it or against it, or you can flight, walk away, or you can freeze. Don't do anything. Don't say anything. So people, think about the impact if more people would learn to manage their thoughts and make the best decision for all concerned, not just for themselves. I believe we will have less crime in this world. We will have more peace in this world. We'll have more productivity in this world, less conflict. The divorce rate is going to go way down, way down. You know, in Proverbs 3:7 says, as a man thinketh, so is he. As a man thinketh, so is he. You know, thoughts come at us all the time, and they come either negative or positive. Either our the thoughts are coming to our mind are either negative or positive. The earlier we recognize the negative thought and delete it from our thinking process, the better for us. But what happens is we look at the negative thought, it sounds nice, something to do, you're not going to hurt anybody, nobody's going to find out. We start believing it's a good thing to do because we start entertaining the thought, and eventually we do it and then we have regrets. The earlier we can hit that delete button. I mean, look at a computer keyboard. You've got a delete button. What do you delete? Junk, spam, things you don't need, things that are of no use. Similarly, install a delete button in your mind. And when those negative thoughts come, hit the delete button. The earlier you hit the delete button, the better for you. And entertain only positive thoughts. Unfortunately, we seem to be living in a world where people seem to be more negative than positive, and more naysayers than yeasayers. You think about a situation. You at home and you hear a siren. Most people, when they hear the sound of a siren, the first thing that comes to my mind, oh my God, somebody is hurt, somebody's house is on fire. But there's an alternative thought. Somebody is being rescued. So they are on their way to rescue somebody. And we find what we look for. We find if we look for the positive, we're going to find it. If we look for the negative, we're going to find it. Look for the positive. We find what we look for. Look for the positive, friends. You're going to find the positive if you look for it. It might take a little while. No, don't get me wrong. There are times when we don't have time to think. And for any emergency situations, for example, you're driving on the road and the person in front of you slammed their brake on you, you don't have to think. You have to either slam yours and hope you stop or pull away. You don't have time to think. That's instinct. But that doesn't happen all the time. That's the exception. And again, you have no choice. But we have choice most times. Think before that statement. Think before you act. Well, let's do it. Let's think before we act. Think before we act. In this world, we will be faced with trials and tribulations. How we adapt to the trial and tribulation will determine how we live. Look at what's happening right now with the COVID lockdown. Most people, well, not most people, but a lot of people are thinking about what the things they can no longer do. I can no longer go to the bar. I can no longer go to the parties. I can no longer go in person church. And they get depressed and down and they're just sitting waiting. And then there are others, the 20%, who are looking at the situation and looking at ways that they can make the best of this situation, coming up with creative ideas, coming up with ideas that they can maximize on this opportunity. Maybe I need to spend more time with my Savior. This is an opportunity for me to spend more time in prayer. This is an opportunity for me to do some writing. This is an opportunity for me to do some developing. Do something with the time that don't waste it. It's an opportunity for me to take care of my physical health. I've been wanting to go into the gym for a long time. I've been wanting to go walking. Well, do it. We find what we look for. You know, there's the Chinese proverb that says, no man ever hurt his eyesight by looking at the bright side. So, my friends, look at the bright side and always remember we find what we look for. Those thoughts, those negative thoughts that come to your mind, delete it, delete it, delete it. The earlier you delete it, the better. Entertain positive thoughts and live a full life of freedom and peace, love, and harmony. When you learn to hit that pause button, manage your thoughts, and choose the best option. Thank you.